Alrighty guys, welcome in here to the lovely new Eric Weber Studios here in Los Angeles, California, Burbank to be exact, down the street from the glorious Burbank 16 AMC. If you're ever in town, go there. It's my favorite theater. I didn't get to see the movie we're going to talk about last night at Burbank, but I did see it downtown at the Alamo Drafthouse, and it's one of these films. Listen, I see tons of films. I imagine you do as well. How often do you see a film and you go, you come out and it's fine, it's got some good things, it's got some bad things, or, it's whatever. This isn't that. This is X. This is A24's new stellar. I mean, literally, a grand slam. This is everything that you want in a film, especially a horror film. And Ty West, with this film X, now enters the realm of the great horror directors that we have working today. Jordan Peele, Ari Aster, and I'm going to throw Ty West in there because when you watch this film, you're going to see a master of direction, of storytelling, of assembly, of calibration. This film has everything that you're looking for. And when I evaluate a film, here's how I basically go about it. You look at what the film's trying to do, right? So whatever that film is, let's, Power of the Dog, Avengers Endgame, Get Out, pick one of the movies from back there. Whatever you see behind me, each of them is trying to accomplish a mission in telling a story. And ultimately, if it's able to do that and do it not just well, but superbly well, then you're talking about borderline classic material here. And that is what X is. This is going to be A24's biggest film since, certainly horror film since Midsummer, okay? I think box office wise, it's going to be their biggest hit in numerous years. I think it's going to be higher than The Green Knight. Here's what's going to happen with this film. Because it is so strong, and because when you watch this, you're going to have your fist in the air at the end like I was, okay, last night, screaming at the screen. Doesn't happen very often, okay, extremely rarely. I can count like 5 times recently that's happened, and this is like going back 10 years. The Raid was one, Avengers Endgame was one, and so is X. At the end of this film, you will be so pumped, and you're going to run out and you're going to tell people to see this film. That is why this is going to be a huge hit for A24. Because what's going to happen is you're going to go see it, like I am right now talking to you, and you are going to go tell all your friends, everybody you know, you need to see this. Because it delivers everything you want out of a horror film. And I think what I love most about it is its build of tension. This film is unrelenting in its build, okay? You feel the bad coming, okay? You know it's on the way. Like Tarantino, right? You know when that's gonna, the powder keg, boom, there it is. You're waiting. This film is so slow with it, but perfectly, methodically perfect. The editing, everything about it. And then when it goes off, it goes off. And I think that speaks again to Ty West and what he brings to the table now. The first time I really was introduced to him was back with The Innkeepers, which was a very, I'm going to say, forgettable film. I was not a huge fan of that film. I think it has very minor scares, certainly isn't a gory film. This is really a beloved recreation, if you will, with a slight remix of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Of course, you guys know, a classic film. And if you're going to tread in that territory, if you're going to even attempt to make that film, you better do it goddamn well. And that is what he does here. There is a level of expertise, and when I watch the confidence with how this film is laid out and how the story is told, and everyone in the film, Mia Goth, without question, is just a standout. But really, everyone in this film is really well cast, okay? And the cinematography is way strong. For horror, again, when you watch an A24 film, name an A24 film that has bad cinematography. It's gonna take you a while. Because every single time you watch an A24 film, you're going to get great cinematography, you're going to get a really cool score, and you're going to get stellar direction. Okay, and in this case, not just stellar, at the end of the day, this is going to be in my top 5 directors of this year. That is how strong this is. I don't care about awards films, horror films, animation. When you talk about achievement in direction, then you are looking at what I see when I watch X. Now, I promised a spoiler-free review. The only thing that I really want to talk about is one particular sequence, and when you see it, your jaw will be on the floor as you watch Ty West using Landslide, the Fleetwood Mac classic, and the way that he weaves this song. And this is right before everything explodes. The way that this song just appears out of nowhere organically, and then seamlessly weaves all of these different POVs together, and then by the time it's over, it's one of those moments as a critic, as a film lover, that when you experience it, you know is special. You know that you don't get these things very often. It just doesn't happen. So I'm so excited to talk about this film. Very difficult to do outside of, doing it spoiler free is brutally tough. But suffice it to say, you are going to get so much violence in this film, so much suspense, the tension, everything that you want from a film. This is going to deliver. For me, it's a 9.5 out of 10. Really, technically, I really should put it at a 10 because, again, when I'm grading a film, I'm looking at its ability to do what it's intending to do and do so with max impact. And if I am at the end of a film pumping my fist in the air going, hell yeah, then you know that it is a success. A24 has to be thrilled with this. In fact, I guess he already has shot a prequel or something that is, a tangent of this film. Ty has, and smart, because I think he knew he's on to something special. You go back to Innkeepers, you're talking 10 plus years. That was 2011, I believe. He had another film in 2016, a Western, but that is, horror-wise, he's done some television and whatnot, but really the last major, release he had was 2011. Whatever has happened in those 10 years, whatever West has learned, you see it all on the screen, and the confidence of this. It's really like watching a masterful director. Pick one. As I mentioned, Ari Aster or Jordan Peele. Let's go with Paul Thomas Anderson. Let's go with somebody who is outside the realm of horror. That is the level of expertise of the direction here. That is how strong it is. And I think when all is said and done, this film is going to go bonkers on word of mouth. As I said here at the beginning, you're going to see it like I'm seeing it, and you're going to say, you need to go see X. And that is the ultimate ticket to success at the box office. Word of mouth. Every film that does great business has fantastic, off the charts word of mouth. And it'll have a very good cinema score, which that is unusual for horror. So, usually a good score for horror in cinema score world is a B+. I think this gets into the A- realm because there's really, it gives you everything you want. And that's how cinema score is largely calculated, is does this deliver what the audience wants? Nathan's here. Nathan's like, I've been waiting for this. Well, so was I. When I saw this trailer, right, I was a little bit leery of going and doing a Texas Chainsaw remix because it's a very difficult film and a classic. It's held in such high regard that when you try to do that, when you're trying to ape it at any level, it's going to be very, you're going to just be ready when there's something that's off. And that's the beauty here, is that the calibration is so precise and so perfect. And again, that tension build is something to behold. It is something we do not get very often when we watch films. And that is, honestly, you guys, there's no way you're not going to be blown away by this movie. Like 0% chance that's going to happen. Been excited for X since I saw the trailer back in front of Scream. Yeah, there's been the build here. And we all know that horror outperforms the box office, especially when it's good. We look at some of the films that really brought people back into the multiplex over the past several months. Scream is no question about that. Halloween Kills. You had those two films, and when you have Halloween Kills, Scream, and you have a small film here like X that is going to be only on so many screens. This isn't like a massive, 4,000 plus screen release here, but it will do very well in those locations because people will go here. A24 is a brand that people seek out, right? When you watch an A24 film, you know you're getting something that is artistically on point, which is what this is. Artistically, it is there. The story is there. The gore is there. Everything that you want. I think it subverts expectations, which again is a wonderful thing. How many times you see the horror movie, you pick out exactly what's going to happen? You won't. I bet you will not be able to figure out exactly how this whole thing closes and who survives, who doesn't survive, or does everybody survive? Does everybody get wiped out? Okay, I said no spoilers. But Edward Douglas, listen, Edward, I know you loved it too, and having a bad Texas Chainsaw remake, it certainly made things easier because they have been bad, a lot of these. I didn't even watch the recent one, so I didn't even bother. But this is set in 1979. It's grounded in this 70s aesthetic, as you guys can see when you watch the trailer, the Texas Chainsaw, Tobe Hooper. You know, when you look at this, there's so much love and craft in this film by Ty that I really think, again, that you're talking about now a director that enters the next level, that elite level of directors. And again, for me to go from Innkeepers 10 years ago, which I didn't see in Innkeepers what I see in X. So again, whatever Ty's been doing for the past decade, it's worked. Keep doing it, dude, because it is working big time. And now you have a name. Literally, now I want to watch every film that he puts forth going forward, if it's even remotely in this category. And it's 2,500 screens, Edward says, which is pretty good, right? Green Knight and Zola. Green Knight ended up with, I think, 18 million at the box office, almost 19. Zola was way under that, more like 5. Green Knight was in the summer. I still think this thing opens, okay, but it's not about that. It's going to be about those successive weekends that continue to hold because everybody sees it, going to go out and recommend you go see it. And that's the word of mouth that's going to help this film keep going for weeks on end because it's not at home. You have to go to the theater. That's the beauty of A24. They do a really great job of keeping things theatrical. They've sent a few things, some of their smaller films like About Yang, over to Showtime, right? And I think The Humans. But most of their stuff, they really want to save for that theatrical. They held it holy, and that's why a lot of these films kind of helped. During COVID, they were like, we're just going to leave things alone. They had first cow in theaters, and then they finally said, we'll put it out on VOD forever. But they really want to have things on a big screen, which is another thing that you should love about A24. And Neon as well. I mean, these are my two favorite independent brands. I'm sure obviously you guys know when you see one of these two studios, you're gonna get a film that you at least love artistically. But again, this film has not just that, it has everything else. And so really, listen guys, we're gonna make it nice and tight here today. You need to buy tickets to see X this coming weekend, Thursday night. I'm gonna see it again on Thursday. So last night, I'm gonna see it again. I do not do that often. I rarely go see movies twice in 3 days. Okay? It just doesn't happen because I don't want to see a movie again. The hour 45 runtime here works as well. You're going to get repeated viewings because you're going to want to go back and experience it again with a crowd. When a crowd sees this, last night it was critics, it was kind of subdued. If you see this with a crowd that's ready to explode on a Friday night at 9 o'clock, sold out, you're gonna feel that energy. There is so much energy in this film that when those moments hit, people are gonna jump out of their chairs. It just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen since Endgame. Those things. Okay, No Way Home when all 3 Spider-Man. Yeah, okay, but that's it. Not in a horror film. This film is gonna have that. People are gonna be standing up, they're gonna be screaming, and I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it again. And I think, Edward absolutely will see it again too. You do not want to watch Dog. Okay, that's where the conversation ends. There's no way in hell I'm watching Dog again. Couldn't pay me enough to watch that movie again. Oh, what a weird, bad film that is. All right, guys, enjoy X. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Hit me up here on the YouTube channel. Like, subscribe. Always appreciate that. Anytime on Twitter as well. We'll talk again really soon. We'll do an Oscars discussion soon because we have all this Oscar stuff to get to too. But I really wanted to talk about X, my favorite film of 2022 right now. It's going to take a lot to knock that off the #1 perch. Certainly a very long time. I bet you it's not till award season that I see another film that's as great and as just literally physically makes you want to just scream, make you pop when you watch this film. That is it. That is X. I can't wait for you guys to see it. Enjoy this film because you will. I know it. I am 100% certain of it. We'll talk again soon. Peace out.